Hey guys, it's JCJ, and today I'll be doing a story time about how I lost my identity. Now, I'm not talking about credit card theft or someone actually taking my social security number or anything like that. I'm talking about the time when I was in college and I lost all traces of who I was as a person. This story normally doesn't get told to many people, only my closest friends, and some of my family members know this. Basically, in 2014, I graduated high school. I was homeschooled for 6th through 12th grade, and I had a walking ceremony with my homeschool group called Check. I had always planned from the very start to go somewhere that had a great marine biology degree or great marine biology program. So I naturally chose to go to the University of Southern Mississippi, and it's actually the only university within the state to offer a marine biology degree. When I was considering other colleges, I never really thought about going to a community college. In my head, I thought community colleges weren't good enough or that I was too smart to go to a community college. I remember studying hours and hours on end for the ACT and wanting to get that perfect score, but of course I'm not a perfect person and I'm not the smartest person, but I did the best I could, and I actually made it into the honors college at Southern Miss. Besides getting into the honors college, I also made one of the higher scholarships that they offer called the Lucky Day Scholarship, and that one's really based on doing a lot of community service and knowing how to serve the community. So with these two huge things in mind, I was thinking, hey, it's perfect. Yeah, I'm meant to be at Southern. I'm meant to go and excel there. And so without further ado, I set up with my roommate and I got my housing and meal plan together and I went to Southern Miss. I was only there from August to September of 2014, and that's when things started going downhill. I didn't know it at the time, but I had depression, clinical depression, and probably a little bit of social anxiety. I didn't know what to do about that, and I didn't know that there were options out there that could help me. In my mind, I was a Southern Miss girl, and there was nothing that I could do to change that. When I came home to see my friends and family on the weekends, they would ask, how's our Southern Miss girl, or how's University of Southern Miss, And I felt so ashamed because I was extremely unhappy. And these thoughts in my head of negativity kept pouring down on me, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get help. I thought that I was trapped in this. To be honest, there were a lot of things that were on my mind when I was there, making good grades, making friends, fitting in, and a lot of this could have come from the fact of me being homeschooled and not ready to be in an environment like that. One of the biggest things that I found for myself when I was there was the BSU, the Baptist Student Union. And I tried so hard to work on my spiritual life and to fit in with others, but nothing seemed to work. When I finally decided to leave to take a medical withdrawal, I was going to kill myself. And that's the truth. I had planned to jump from the garage door building where all the cars park. And I've cried so many times telling this story. It's like I can't cry anymore because I know the stuff that I went through and where I am today and how much healthier I am. But it was a very devastating point in my life that I thought that I'm too stupid for college. I'll never be the best. People don't like me. I think I'm ugly or fat, and all this negative stuff that was in my head. I wanted to listen to it. The only thing that saved me really was praying and talking to God and looking up Bible verses about suicide and about death and how that's not God's plan. And that was literally the only thing holding me back. I didn't care at the time about what my family said or what friends said or what professors said. I didn't think that I was going to make it. And talking to God was the only thing that saved me. Moving forward from that, when I say that my identity was stolen, I placed my value in being a Southern Miss girl, and being an honor student, and being a scholarship recipient. And in my major, I was a marine biologist, and I thought that I would not be good at anything else. But that's crazy because when you are a freshman in college, you're supposed to have a world of opportunities and just have everything out there for you. But for some reason, I couldn't see that. So the next step to this story is how I went to intensive therapy for 5 weeks. And I was very reluctant to go. I didn't think I needed it. I said when I got home, look, I'll think positive and I'll get better on my own. I've been through these things by myself already. I've gone through my childhood of thinking like negative thoughts about myself. I guess I'll just suck it up as usual. And my parents didn't think that I would be able to do that this time because I had been pushed to my limit. And they were concerned about me, and I was concerned about myself. But at the same time, I didn't want to go spill my guts to a stranger or use some weird pseudoscience method to fix me. But in the end, I did go to the therapy, and I wasn't an in-house patient. They let me leave every day, and I had the weekends off, but it was the type of therapy where I drove to the same clinic every day and spent around 8 hours there. And the thing is, it was a group therapy. And if you're 18 and older, then you got put in the adult group, not the adolescent group. So I was dealing with all these older people. They were like 40s and 50s, and they had their own issues that they were going through. Some of them had gone through so much crappy situations in their lives, it just made me think, wow, I'm trying to get a head start on this to where I don't go down the same path as these people, because they had lost their identity too. They thought that their identity was in drugs and being a parent and being the perfect spouse, and that's not true. And when we got to this place together, we all worked on saying, I'm good enough the way I am, and there's room for self-improvement, but I'm not the way I look. I'm not my education, I'm not my job. And to some extent, you know, we did talk about the spiritual well-being of all of us. We didn't have to talk about specific religions or anything like that, but we focused on what's on the inside so that we can be healthier on the outside. And today, I am a healthier and happier person, and it's because of what I went through in the past. And I'm most grateful for God for saving me, first of all, and I'm most grateful for my parents because they've supported me every step of the way. As time went on, I felt less and less ashamed to let people know that I wasn't at Southern Miss anymore, and I wasn't majoring in the same thing, and that I had found talent in doing what I like to do, which is be with people and talk to people. And I have a new major and everything now. And honestly, my life looks way more promising and just more positive because I have that outlook on life now. If there's anything I can say to close this video, that would be to not get caught up in what other people think about you, or what they say about you, or what you're doing with your life. You need to know who you are on the inside before you can reach out and change the world. And that's what essentially every millennial or every young person wants to do. They want to make an impact on the world, but how can they do that if they are unhappy with themselves? So I hope this video was informative, and I hope it gave you a little view into my life. It's been 3 years since I wanted to make something like this, almost like a confessional. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.